So apparently Cam Newton would not mind coming to the Chicago Bears in the offseason. But the more important question is, should the Bears be interested in one Cam Newton? What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. And here to talk about this latest story about the Bears and Cam Newton. Before I get into the story and the full details, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to go and subscribe if you are new. I do talk a lot of football on this channel, especially Bears football as well. So you're going to want to be subscribed and go ahead and do so by clicking the bell icon down below and be notified every time I drop a new video, guys. It helps me out a lot when you support the channel. Keeps me going, so appreciate that. And go ahead and follow me on my social media. Links down below in the description and on the screen as well for my Twitter, my Instagram. You guys want to talk to me, reach out to me, ask me questions, whatever it is, hit up my social media for that. So I'm here to talk about this big story between the Bears and Cam Newton and whether or not it makes sense for the Bears to look and pursue Cam Newton. So I have a lot to say and a lot to get to, so let's get started. So this story essentially came out today talking about Cam Newton willing and being open to accept a trade to the Chicago Bears. Now, of course, it's notable because it is one Cam Newton, who we all know has won an MVP in this league before, and it's a Chicago Bears team that has caught a lot of flack for its quarterback play or lack thereof in one Mitchell Trubisky, who was the former number 2 overall pick. So obviously, Mitchell Trubisky has not played well in his third season. Cam Newton, the Panthers might move on from him. So you put 2 and 2 together, and that's how you have this story, right? So again, if you're new to the channel, welcome. But for those of you guys that know me, know I've talked about Cam Newton before and my sentiments towards Cam Newton coming to the Bears, because this has actually come up before multiple times. Cam Newton has been linked to the Bears before. This is just the first time I feel like it's catching the national media attention, which is fine. Again, there's always sometimes late to it versus the local media. But it's catching the national media attention. And so it's the perfect time to address it. It's the perfect time to talk about, okay, should the Chicago Bears be interested in Cam Newton? And here's the thing. If you want to cut it down to a simple yes or no, sure, you can say the Bears should be interested because, again, Mitchell Trubisky has not been very good this season, okay? He's coming off a breakout second year in which he made the Pro Bowl, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, had the third highest QBR in the entire NFL. The Bears won their division. They went to a playoff game. The only reason they lost that playoff game was because their kicker, Cody Parkey, did the double doink. Mitch Trubisky actually led them to the game-winning drive before the doink happened. So point being is Mitch had a great year last year, okay? Then coming in the third year, expectations were through the roof, of course, for Mitch and the Bears to make some noise, and here we are now. The Bears are obviously have had a disappointing season at 4-5. Trubisky's only got 8 touchdowns to 3 interceptions on the year. He's not been playing well at all outside of a few games. And so obviously this is why the questions are coming up, or else they wouldn't. Okay. So a short answer, should they be interested? The Bears should always be interested in upgrading the quarterback position, but is it the right quarterback? And here's my thing with Cam Newton. Okay. Cam Newton has had a phenomenal career in this league, but Cam Newton, to me, is on the decline. Okay, a lot of people keep saying Cam Newton, him being injured is the reason for his decline. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. But Cam Newton is not the player that he once was, and I need people to understand that fully. Okay, now, again, there's talk about him getting off-season surgery for his foot issue because that's what he was dealing with this year. He only played 2 games. And then he was benched for Kyle Allen, which I'll get to in a second here. But again, he's not fully healthy. He needs to get surgery. So again, after surgery, what is the, guarantee that he's going to be back to 100%? And it's a foot injury, a lower leg injury. We're talking about Cam Newton's biggest trait being his legs and, utilizing that. And if that's compromised, you're talking about Cam Newton standing in the pocket. I mean, listen to me, folks. Cam Newton, if you watch him this year, again, I know he was hurt, okay? The 2 games he played, he was awful. I mean, he was bad, folks. And here's my thing. I am not saying Cam Newton, has always been bad. No, I'm just saying now with all of the injuries that he's picked up over the years, Cam Newton has certainly been compromised, okay? And when you take a look at the Bears and their quarterback situation, the biggest knock on Mitch Trubisky is what? His accuracy, okay, or lack thereof. Basically, Mitch Trubisky is not accurate, okay? He overthrows guys. He underthrows guys. He throws it left, right, wherever it is besides the receiver, right? So if that is the main issue with Mitch Trubisky, because come to think of it, the other issues, people don't really get on him for a lot much else. He's actually more athletic at this point than Cam Newton is, being Cam Newton is compromised from the injuries. And as far as his arm strength, that's fine. As far as, Mitch Trubisky's other traits, they're okay. But his accuracy is what people really, really give Mitch a hard time for. And for good reason, okay? But if I told you Cam Newton, for his career, is barely a 60% completion percentage guy, would you be surprised? I bet you would, because that is the case. Let me bring you guys a few numbers here, okay? That's pretty much Cam Newton's career stats. Okay, I didn't take this year into account because he only played 2 games, and again, he was hurt. So we will scratch that out. But 2011 to 2018, okay? We've got completion percentage. We've got touchdown, interception, and rushing touchdown, okay? I want you to focus on a couple of things here. We take a look at completion percentage. Folks, since 2014, he's had 1 year of over 60% completion percentage. That was in 2014, okay? Which, again, felt like an anomaly. Before that, all less than 60%, okay? And when you take a look at the fact that Mitch Trubisky just last year was 66% completion, and this year, even though he's having a bad year, 63% completion percentage. If you're going to bring in a guy, at least bring in a guy that can do something the other guy couldn't. Okay, because if Cam Newton's going to come in here and he's going to be inaccurate, what's the upgrade? Honestly, what is the upgrade, folks? And again, I don't want you to focus on the name. Like, if I would just take out Cam Newton from here and just focus on the numbers, okay? That's what I would tell you is player A, player B. And if you saw what Cam Newton's done lately, last couple of years, you wouldn't see much difference. Again, I don't want to keep bringing up the board, but let's just take a look at 2018. 67% completion percentage, 24 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, 2 rushing touchdowns. You know what Mitch Trubisky put up in 2018? 66% completion percentage, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and I think he had more rushing touchdowns. It is literally the same exact numbers, okay? So if you're saying, oh, Fives, in 2018, Cam Newton had a good year, well, he had the same exact year as Mitchell Trubisky. So to me, again, what's the upgrade, okay? Besides the name, which a lot of people gravitate to, what is the upgrade? Because Cam Newton is not the same player that he once was. And I've got his MVP year highlighted here for a reason in 2015 because it was an anomaly. 35 touchdowns to 10 interceptions for Cam Newton. Okay, no other year do you see him even getting close to those numbers. His highest touchdown, passing touchdown, was 24, which he got in 2018 and 2013. Other than that, he's been all over the place. And take a look at the rushing touchdowns. Yeah, you see them going lower, right? As Cam Newton's gotten banged up, the rushing touchdowns have gotten less and less. So you're taking a guy, okay, who is compromised with his rushing ability, which is by far his best trait. A guy who isn't accurate, has never been accurate, okay, outside of anomaly seasons, maybe 1 or 2. And you're taking a guy who his most recent good year was Mitch Trubisky's year last year. What is the upgrade? And so to me, it does not really make too much sense for the Bears to do it. I'm not saying the Bears shouldn't upgrade their quarterback position, but if Cam Newton, people think Cam Newton is the answer, they need to take a hard look at what Cam Newton actually is, okay? Because, again, if you want to keep using the injury excuse that, he's injured, well, I'm telling you right now, when he was healthy, he still had seasons where he had less than 60% completion percentage. Cam Newton's not an accurate quarterback. I will take that to the bank, okay? You can't prove to me otherwise that he is, okay? So if I get a quarterback in here, I want a guy that can do what Mitchell Trubisky couldn't, and that is be accurate, okay? And especially in a Matt Nagy offense in which it is all about accuracy and precision, folks. We don't even care about the big arm anymore, folks. The Bears had Jay Cutler for 8 years. Jay Cutler had a hose. He had a cannon for an arm, okay? I don't care. I need a guy who can sit in the damn pocket and throw darts, throw lasers, and be able to move the chains. Cam Newton can't do that, okay? So to me, again, this is just, oh, Mitch Trubisky's been so bad. Let's just go to Cam Newton. It's not much of an upgrade. I don't see it, okay? Again, there's other guys out there that I've talked about, like a Nick Foles, like a Teddy Bridgewater. Again, whether or not it's possible, that's a different conversation for a different video that I can talk about. But for the purposes of this conversation with Cam Newton, I'd take the other guys. I really would, folks. So to me, again, I think people are just overreacting a little bit. I think they are thinking about Cam Newton just from his MVP year. He's far removed from that player, folks. Very far removed. And listen, I get the fact that people want the Bears to obviously have a better quarterback. I do too, okay? Every Bears fan should. But again, you want to build a team the right way. You don't make these drastic moves. You really assess everything. And for the Bears, I just don't believe Cam Newton is a big upgrade, okay, over Mitchell Trubisky. It's just the name effect that people have. Cam Newton's a big household name. That's what they gravitate to, folks. If you take a look at other sports, you've got guys like Russell Westbrook, okay, who have won MVP before and put up big numbers. They haven't won squad in the league. Same thing with Cam Newton. Now, again, he went to the Super Bowl, but he didn't win. Point being is, Cam Newton now is not the player that he once was. Okay, that's basically what I'm trying to say. So I wanna hope that you guys see the bigger picture here. I wanna upgrade the Bears quarterback position. I just feel like Cam Newton is a bit overrated for what people think that he is at this point in his career, and that's just where I'm at with this. So that's just what I think, folks. I absolutely want to upgrade the quarterback position for the Bears because, again, I want the Bears to be able to make the best use of the defense that we have now before they get old. But at the same time, I have to be logical. I have to be, somewhat, straightforward with what the Bears need to do. I can't just completely throw everything away and think, okay, we got to upgrade the quarterback position, get Mitch out of here, bring Cam in. No. Take a deeper dive and you'll see what I'm talking about, folks. So let me know what you guys think about Cam Newton to the Chicago Bears. I don't believe Cam Newton is much of an upgrade. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.